Hey guys, John Gray here, and it's been a while since I've given you a Becoming Debt Free episode. So I thought I'd give you a quick update, tell you what's going on in the debt free journey so far. And with that comes actually a bit of good news. So let's jump right into it. So, if you remember, the last time I made a Becoming Debt Free video, we were projecting that we were going to be out of debt by March. But with a couple of new developments, it is going to be even sooner. What we realize is that we still have a lot of extra money that I think we were holding on to just for security. It's especially difficult, when you're looking at Dave Ramsey's plan to think about having $1,000 and that be it. So we were always sort of hoarding a little bit more than we probably should have. Also, having a wedding come up, we have to cash flow that. So we're just trying to be cognizant of those types of things. Side note, weddings are really expensive. But what we realized as we got closer is that, we can be out of debt and not have any type of payment towards this loan just be done just that much sooner if we can just commit the rest of the way. And I think that became more apparent for us, especially for Danielle, as we got closer. So now we've committed the rest of our investments as well as more of our savings, pretty much anything over the amount that we're going to need to simply have that starter emergency fund as well as to cover some of the upcoming wedding expenses. All of that extra money is going straight towards the debt now, which is roughly about an additional $9,000. Yeah, I know, we were just holding on to everything. It was a security thing. It was really hard to look at Dave Ramsey's plan and to say, okay, we're supposed to put all of that money, and not have anything. It's just so close now. I feel like we can sort of taste it and we're ready to be done. I am so ready to be done. So we just, looked at each other and said, you know what, we need to do this and get it done. So that obviously completely alters the timeline. So originally I was thinking March. Now that puts us at a projected end date, the 29th of November of this month. Yeah, I mean, that cut off like almost 4 full months off of our time. So that's a big deal, right? Like, I can't even really fathom being out of debt and not having to pay or owe anyone as soon as the end of this month. Like, that seems crazy to me. Like, I almost feel as soon as I'm debt free that someone I forgot to pay will show up and tell me that I really steal like $20,000 in debt. That's how unreal it is still for me. But again, like, that was the sacrifice. We needed to do it. And I wanted to talk about that piece, the committing to the plan piece. I know obviously I didn't do the plan exactly the way Dave Ramsey, anticipates. But I think that's okay. I think anyone who is looking at that plan and they're like, I don't feel secure in doing it exactly this way because I have other expenses that might not be taken into account. I think it's okay to say, okay, I'm going to pile up some money and just in case, I need to have that. As long as it's not such an obscene amount of money that, you could be debt free if you just committed some of that money to it. If you got $50,000 worth of debt and you're sitting on $70,000, okay, you probably need to have a conversation and with yourself or with your significant other and come to the realization that that's not the smart thing to do because you're sacrificing a lot of money there for security. But if you have $100,000 worth of debt and you have like $5,000 instead of $1,000 that Dave Ramsey recommends, if you have a family and things are coming up, I don't see an issue with that. Work the plan for you because that's what we did. And then when it got to the point where we knew we could, afford to put that extra money towards the debt and just be done and we wouldn't have to worry about other things, we did it. Once it got close for us, we could see the finish line, we were comfortable committing. You have to sort of take it at your own pace because not everyone's going to have the same feelings and, emotional responses to this kind of thing. This is not something that is just standard across the board. So I just wanted to give a quick update about that and just say, like, we're going to be debt free pretty soon. So pretty excited about that. So the only other thing that I wanted to discuss was what are my plans after being debt free. I'll go into a little more detail about this in future videos, but basically the plan is to save for a house. Our plan is to put down a down payment that would be roughly 40 to 50% of the total cost of the house. From the time we purchase a home to the time we're done paying it off, it would be a total of 3 to 3.5 years. We live in Minneapolis, so we're thinking about a house that would be in the 170 range, something like that. So we figure we can probably pile up enough cash to put a down payment on that within the next 3.5 years or so, and then another 3 years to pay it off. Obviously, life is going to happen in between there. That's not projecting any raises, any increase of any kind. We'll see how life sort of plays out, but it's good to know that we have a plan in place so that we'll be, pretty comfortable. I would just say anyone who is getting to the point of becoming debt free, make sure you have a plan for what your financial goals are after being debt free. There's really no point in piling up money if you don't have a plan for it, because you're going to go back into debt most likely. Having money for the sake of having money means that you're not planning efficiently. So I would just caution anyone to not make being debt free the end goal, make financial security the end goal. There's a lot more to do than just being debt free after you finish this plan. Obviously the baby steps go past that for a reason. Just keep in mind your family, the things that you have as goals for your family, for yourself, and make sure that you're planning accordingly for that, because just like the debt, you can't wander into successfully hitting financial goals. You have to be very intense and intentional. That's all I really want to say about that. Thanks, as always, you guys for listening, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, it will be the last Becoming Debt Free episode, and I will be telling you that I am debt free. All right, see you then.